Hey guys, what's up? How are we? Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Molly and I release science-backed nutrition and health videos every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. This video topic today I'm really excited to dive into because it's really close to my heart and I've spent a lot of time working on this for myself and doing my own research in addition to my nutritional science classes at BU. So hormonal health has become kind of a buzzword in society today. Often it's used to sell products and people don't really understand what it means. So your hormones control literally everything in your body. They control and impact your digestion, your stress levels, your emotions, your metabolism. Pretty much everything that you can think of is impacted by hormones. And the truth is, you do not need any powders or pills or teas to balance your hormones. The tips that I'm going to share with you are science-backed, nutrition-based, and lifestyle-based tips that will help you naturally balance your hormones so that you can function at your best. So before we dive in, I just want to touch base a little bit on my story with my hormones and how I got so into hormonal health. So I went on birth control when I was 14 and I really did not feel like myself. I gained weight, I felt really easily emotional, and it just didn't work for me. I tried a couple different pills, nothing against the pill. Some people really need it and it is medically necessary in some cases, but for me it didn't work. So coming off of the pill, my period was very irregular because how the pill actually works is it shuts down your endogenous hormones, the hormones that your body is naturally producing, and it replaces that with exogenous hormones, these artificially manufactured estrogen and progesterone. Oftentimes the pill contains both, but sometimes you can get a pill that has just progesterone or just estrogen. With that said, I started to have irregular periods and that went on for years. And then when I got to Boston University, I really struggled with stress. I was struggling so much to nourish my body and stay calm, and one of the biggest things for hormonal health is stress. Women's bodies are very sensitive, and biologically, when we're in a stressful situation or if we don't eat enough, our hormones can actually shut down because we think that we're in a famine mode. So this is what happened to me. And it took me years to recover. The tips that I'm going to be sharing with you today helped me regain my monthly cycle and really helped me feel more comfortable, more myself, and balance my hormones. Tip number one is to eat balanced meals. So your body functions best when your meals include a carbohydrate, a fat, and a protein. So all of these nutrients help your body synthesize hormones as well as signal your body that you're not in a famine mode and that you have access to all of the macronutrients that you need. Your body needs carbohydrates, fat, and protein to make adequate hormones. So this is super essential that all of your meals and snacks are balanced and that you're not limiting a specific food group or macronutrient. For example, the keto diet completely limits carbohydrates, and this can cause a lot of women to lose their cycle because it can trigger that famine mode in your body. And this brings me to tip number two, which is eating enough carbohydrates in general. This is huge, and a lot of time people who start dieting will limit their carbohydrates, and this can cause your body to again trigger famine mode and slow or stop the production of sex hormones, which can lead to a disruption in your cycle. So your cycle is like your monthly report card of health. It's really essential to pay attention to how you feel before your cycle, if you're getting a cycle, and this can give you a lot of insight onto how your body is reacting to your diet and your stress levels. Tip number three is also nutrition based. So it's easier said than done, especially when we're busy and we're running from place to place, but it's super important to not skip meals, especially when you're trying to balance your hormones. When we skip meals, we have a spike in cortisol, which is the stress hormone. And this can cause our sex hormones to be disrupted. It can cause all sorts of reactions through the body. So not skipping meals, making sure you have adequate meals and snacks every 3 to 4 hours. Tip number four is stress management. So I've touched on this a little bit already, but noticing the signs of stress in your body. Sometimes we don't feel stress when we're experiencing stress. So some signs of stress that may notify you you're feeling a little bit more stressed than normal is feeling easily agitated or angry, sad. In times of your life when you're experiencing more stress, it's super important to come back to your stress management tools. So your self-care tools, how you nourish yourself. It can be taking a walk, calling a friend, doing a meditation. Stress can absolutely stop or disrupt women's sex hormones. So it's really important that we nourish ourselves and really check in when we're experiencing times of stress so that we can better respond and therefore better balance our hormones. Tip number 5 is also an amazing stress management tool, so having mindful movement. This helps absolutely everything. This means moving your body and getting exercise, celebrating what your body can do. It does not mean having to work out every single day. So over-exercising is another way that someone's sex hormones may be disrupted. In addition, if we're doing a lot of HIIT or a lot of cardio, our cortisol hormones can also spike and triggers that cascade in the rest of our hormones. So exercise is an amazing tool to improve immune health, digestive health, hormonal health. However, you don't want to overdo it and dip into a caloric deficit because that will negatively affect your hormones. The American Physical Activity Guidelines are 150 minutes of moderate activity per week. So spreading that out and choosing activities that you love and that will help you reduce stress will be an amazing tool. The next 2 tips I'm going to share with you are nutrient-based tips, so specific nutrients that you want to look out for when you are trying to balance your hormones. Tip number 6 is iodine. So we don't often think about iodine in our food because it's not really on the nutrition label, but iodine is essential to produce thyroid hormones, which are essential for your sexual function, metabolism, a myriad of functions in the body. So iodine can be found in seaweed, it's found in iodized table salt, not sea salt or pink Himalayan salt, cod, shrimp, tuna, and eggs. So this goes along with having a variety of proteins in your diet will ensure that you have adequate levels for your thyroid to properly function. Tip number 7 is magnesium. So magnesium is called the miracle mineral, and almost 75% of the population is deficient in magnesium. It's so important for hormonal regulation, metabolism, muscle development, and when we go through times of stress, our body actually releases our magnesium stores. So it's really important to be getting adequate sources of magnesium in your diet. This includes pumpkin seeds, Brazil nuts, quinoa, spinach, cocoa, chocolate, dried beans, and most of these plant foods are giving you also fiber and a lot of other nutrients, so it's really important to incorporate food first versus reaching for a supplement. And nourishing your body with all of these different kinds of fibers is again going to improve your gut health, which is absolutely linked to our hormonal health. The last tip I'm going to share with you is sleep. So don't underestimate the power of sleep. This allows us to release toxins, to repair cell tissues, and when we are lacking sleep, our cortisol hormone also spikes. So it's important to be aware of how much sleep you're getting and prioritize sleep so that you can feel your best. So that's all I have for today. Those are my top tips for hormonal health. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already subscribed, be sure to hit the subscribe button below as well as the bell so you get notified for future videos. I release science-backed nutrition and health tip videos every Sunday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I'll see you next week.